Hello and welcome to Allay Senior Home Care's Community Awareness Video Log. My name is Elton Lee and I'm the Managing Director of Allay Senior Home Care. The purpose of our video log is to bring awareness to the seniors and their families on various current issues and topics that may be educational and beneficial to them. These topics can range from fire safety, senior illnesses, and fall prevention, amongst many other topics. We do this by speaking with experts in their respective fields. We're very excited to have Alex Freeman join us today to talk about fire safety for seniors. Alex has been employed with the Markham Fire and Emergency Services for 10 years, and he currently holds the position of Public Education Officer. He also acts as the Information Officer and Fire Investigator. All right, Alex, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so please tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do.
So I'm a public education officer with Markham Fire and Emergency Services. I've been employed with Markham Fire and Emergency Services for over 10 years. In that time, I have served in my current role as an education officer, as a fire prevention officer, as a public information officer, and as well as a fire investigator. So, year over year, our most common type of fire would be classified as careless cooking. And we've gotten away from using the word accidental cooking, which has been used in the past, or some people may be more familiar with, but we define it as careless cooking because it is the user. Typically these fires happen in homes. The homeowner is distracted in some way, or making a sort of very simple mistake that leads to the fire occurring. So this is the number one cause we see every year. And this can be somebody playing on their phone and not paying attention, watching TV, falling asleep, leaving the house, or just generally forgetting about it, right? And so this is the number one cause of fire we respond to. Okay. Another leading cause that we deal with is careless use of smoking materials. Right. So again, typically cigarettes, lighters, matches, those items. Outside of that, also sort of causes we see quite a bit would be electrical fires. And again, usually some user error component, improper use of extension cords, running and not having a licensed electrician do the work at your home. And then the other item would be candles. Unattended candles can also be, people use candles for a variety of reasons in the home, but it's really important that residents pay attention. Don't leave the candles unattended, because again, the candle burns down, it falls over, and we see a fair amount of those fires as well. It's not the stove that's creating the fire, right? It's the cooking process. So typically it's either someone has a pot on the stove or a pan on the stove and has forgotten about it, or to become distracted, and so it is overheating the contents and that ignites, or they leave the stove on, the interior of the oven on, and forget about that. And then again, so whatever's in there heats up and ignites and creates a fire from that perspective. So again, it's not typically the manufacturer or the fuel source. It's more so what the user is doing with it, and sort of their lack of attention to the process. Right. Okay. So generally, as we discussed, our leading causes of fire all have a human behavior component, and so we want to make sure that our residents are being diligent in making sure that they're fire safe. And so, our leading cause of fire is careless cooking. It's really important that when our residents are cooking, that they're staying in the kitchen, they're paying attention to what they're doing. That's the number one tip we can give. If you are there, you're making sure that the stove is turned off or the oven is turned off. You're looking to see if it starts to overheat. You can address it before the fire occurs. When it comes to careless smoking, again, we're talking about making sure you're properly extinguishing your cigarettes, your smoking materials, right? Have an ashtray present. Smoke outdoors, or insist others smoke outdoors, but even outdoors, have an ashtray present, make a proper ashtray where they can dispose of their smoking materials, and don't tempt them to throw it into the bush or put it into a planter or something like that. If you have to smoke indoors, Don't smoke in bed. Don't smoke lying down on the couch. Or you want to make sure that you're alert when you're smoking, and then that way you can again make sure it's properly extinguished.